Hello. We're going to do something a little different today. Usually, we have some kind of gameplay video, right? Duh, that's like my thing. And I am working on a Rivals video, but that's why I'm not getting out for a hot minute, honestly. I'm trying to get it out quicker than it is getting out, but it's just not there yet. So, intermission video, and I may do more of these kind of things in the future, just like going over stuff I have. But this is good. This is like one take. I don't have a script or anything. I just want to show off my Gundams today. That it's simple as that. So yeah, let's fuck it. Okay, I'm gonna expose this a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of the anime and honestly their names. When I buy the kits, I go based off design and I think they're cool. Which sure, fake fan, LARPer, poser, whatever. I just think they're fun to build. They're relaxing to me, and I just sit down a good video. And I mean, I try to finish it all in one day. So, cut me some slack there. But let's get into it. So first of all, also I noticed a different little bit of background than usual. I'm just kind of sitting on the floor in front of my bookshelf, but whatever. What we're gonna start off with first is my first Gundam. Say hello to a little Dusty. Jesus. This is the gun tank. Everyone loves the gun tank. I love the gun tank. You love the gun tank. It's the gun tank. I mean, it's a pretty simple one. This is my first ever model ever. Well, that's not true. I've had this Goku one. I'll put that on screen right now. I have a few pictures of it, but I'll put the actual a video of it from some clip. I'll put credit for that on screen right now. But and then I had this Tundra one, which I'm not gonna count it either. It's just going off of Gundams, but I'll show it off real quick. His sword broke, but I think it fits a little bit better in character. As you could see here, in the early stuff, I was kind of more or less careful with them, so you're gonna see some bumps and bruises. But the further we go down, you'll see I started realizing, hey, I should probably take more care of these things. So we'll get there, but it's gonna be some growing pains. Okay. Sorry, I was talking about the gun tank. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple one. I kind of wish the treads moved a little bit. I was a little disappointed when I first got it. Obviously now I get it. It's a lot more complicated. Not complicated, but more work, essentially, and more potential fragility to make something treads move and all that. But I mean, it's a pretty simple model. Got some little posability here, right? Little swivel action. You can move his head just a little bit. Cannons. Yeah, he's pretty simple. I like the gun tank. I think everyone likes the gun tank. At least I would hope so. But yeah, that's the first one I ever got. Next is the first, I believe this is a master grade or real grade I ever got. The RX-78 right here, I believe. Sorry, again, I'm not trying to act like a fake fan. It's just I go based off design. I think it's cool, and I like the original Gundam design, the RX-78. But yeah, obviously, as I'm sure you can see, there's couple pieces missing. As much as I would like to say I took better care of this over the years, I have not. Mostly though, he's pretty intact, so I can't be too upset. It's got pretty good articulation right here, right? Forearms. You can move each finger individually. Actually, each one has individual joints, so it's pretty cool. What's cool on paper until it's fucking fragile right now, but whatever. Fuck. Yeah, so there is pretty cool classic looking model, right? Yeah. You'll notice I haven't ever inked any of these. Not that I don't want to, I just haven't. I've been nervous more than anything. Soon I probably will begin to start inking them because I think it's cool looking and I like when they look just straight out of the pages or something like that. So we'll get there, but not yet. So here's where we start getting into more, I don't know which ones they are. But this one, this like red and gold and white one is pretty nice. I got this one on Temu actually. So this is pretty old actually. This one Temu was like, oh, it's cheap. It's like Amazon but cheap and from China. You know, Temu. But obviously now a little different, obviously. But I think it's a pretty good Gundam overall. It's got some pretty good articulation. Oops, okay, fucking bad example. There you go. But in general, good articulation, right? Legs, good posability, everything. I got this cool stance. Oh, so I think I dropped a sword a long time ago, and it's like a gun sword thing. But I didn't know when to him. I should have fucking guessed 'cause he's all red, and the thing has like a big red blast on it. But I was just like, I don't know who this goes to. But then I look at him. After a bit, there's like obviously like a clip right there. You can probably clip it onto. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool, and this is one of the more harder ones for me when I first started. It was cool whenever I finally finished it. So I was definitely into this a lot. Pretty quick into my first one. Could he open his mouth? Or is it just like that? It just looks like that. Okay. On to the next one. Here's another older one. I say older in terms of my collection. It is an older one I got from when I first started. I don't know the name also, but I did like how it looked. This guy. I like this big mace, and let me see if I can get this slipped off. Okay. There it is. This katana piece. That's pretty nice. Well, it's not getting there, huh? Well, whatever. Just clip back in. But yeah, it has some pretty good poses, honestly. I might change this pose actually on camera as we speak. I'm gonna do that. Oh, fuck. Kim Kardashian's head fell off. So here he is now. I feel like his hands should be a little lower, actually. Editor, speed this up again. Maybe. Okay, anyways. There we go. I think this looks a little more cooler, a little more subtle looking. Yeah, I'll just hold him up by a sword. Hopefully you don't fall and die. But yeah, there he is. My mace. So here we have another RX-78. And you'll notice that he's doing this kind of lame little gay pose. Right? And you're like, hey, what's up with that? So, got this little 2-stand. It's a mini one, whatever. I got it like cheap. But he clips to the front of this. Perfect little hole for him. So it looks like he's flying all badass and shit. But yeah, overall, I think this is I think this is just a high grade. If I remember correctly, which I think pretty obvious he is. But overall, I mean, pretty flexible, right? The shield looks good, obviously. You got his gun here. I don't think I did any of the swords just because I stuck one in his back, which is fine. They all come with fucking swords, and maybe that's disgraceful in the Gundam community, but it doesn't bother me too much not to give one a sword for once in a while. But it's neither here nor there. Either way, though, I like this one. I think this is one of my second maybe high grades. It's a special place in my heart, you know. But yeah, so cool, right? I mean, whatever. All right, I'm changing up how I have them here. It doesn't really affect the video. It's just for me personally. As you can see, probably notice one of them's like missing right there. It's because I have it here. I have all of them here actually. So we're just gonna go through one by one. Now, which one is the real question? Well, we're gonna do this one. So I don't have much to say, honestly. I just think it's pretty cool. I believe this was rail grade or master grade. I think it was master grade. Master grade, it's like high grade, master grade, real grade, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool one. It's close to the RX-78, which I like a lot. Obviously, I'm sure you've heard a million times. But I like this one. It's a little more like modernized version of it. Obviously, it looks like some pieces fell off, which is fantastic for my Gundam credibility. But whatever. I still think it's pretty cool overall, and I don't know. That's basically I just think it's pretty cool. Like, it's a good shield. It was a little loose there, actually. I don't like that. How do I fix it? I don't. Okay. It's cool. He's good. It's just separated this part right here. He's good. He's good. On to the next one. So in the year of 2023, I did something cool called Go to Japan. That was awesome. I don't have a video of that, so. But either way, it's not what this part's probably about. I went to the Gundam base, the Gundam factory, right? Let me tell you, that shit's nice. First of all, that shit's fantastic. I highly recommend if you get the chance to go, right? But on to the next point. I don't want to put it. There you go. Okay. So here's one of my minis. This is like I got this there. One of my minis. It's got this cool sword, but it's actually fucking Jesus Christ. I suck at this. It's actually, wow, you can't see it with the shield on, huh? It's a gun. I'm sure you could say that. Yeah, it's like a gun. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. My problem with these, and not on this one, and I haven't gotten any since because I'm just not a fan of it in general, and I'm sure they all have the same thing too. So as you can see, I've got the pretty standard, like, you could say LED eyes on them. Actually, no, I don't think this one came with. I think I specifically got this one because it had the LED eyes, like the sticker eyes, obviously, but like the full solid color eyes. What I'm not a fan of is the minis that have the pupils in them. I don't know if that's controversial at all. Again, I'm not super like into the Gundam community or anything like that. I'm just doing this because I like them. But I'm not a fan of them personally, so this is why I only got this one, and I haven't gotten any since. It's more of a personal nitpick than anything, but it's neither here nor there. I got this other one. Let me grab it real quick. So here he is. You may notice he's a little limp dick on his cannon, right? Oh, I can't help that, but maybe. Oh shit. Maybe I can. Besides the point. Either way, this is him. This is honestly probably one of my favorites that I built. I looked at the box obviously, and I was like, that's pretty cool. But just like when I put it together, it's pretty nice. And I think when it just shaped up entirely, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Now, here's the thing you may notice going forward, some of these, if you see a broken piece, is that before when I was like super new into this stuff, I didn't have any clippers at all. Honestly, I didn't have any clippers. I did the poke and twist method. I don't know if that's coined or anything, but you poke it out a little bit, and then you poke off one end, and you just twist it to snap off the other pieces on the model parts. Whatever. That's what I did. So, but back to the Gundam, I was just like, it's pretty cool. I like it actually. It's probably one of my favorites. I think it's a very cool idea, honestly, where you just has the gunner and you can see the cannons over the top. That was pretty cool for me. So, but that was my Japan ones I got from the Gundam factory. So, there will be no more from the Gundam factory, unfortunately, but maybe one day. As of right now, no, though. Now, there are these other kind of minis that I have, and the first one isn't like the other two. This is a gacha style. This was in a gacha machine. Wait, no. Whatever. Fucking, I dropped it. What the fuck? I just had the piece. I dropped something that's behind me. What the fuck? Fucking. It was a Denji figure, but anyways. Fucking. There. Here he. Son of a. That's as good as it gets. Finally, here he fucking is. Jesus Christ, that took a lot longer to show this little fucking thing, dude. That's like fucking. whatever. Anyways, I got this little gachapon. This was like at here in the U.S. Honestly, they started doing gachapons at the malls, in a bunch of malls. And fuck, you gotta be shitting me. Whatever. It's a cool little thing. I'll fix it in a second. It's cool. It wasn't cheap, honestly. The gachapons are getting more and more expensive here. It's kind of pissed me off, but wasn't mad. It's pretty cool. Simple little model kit. Honestly, you could probably get introduced to one like this and be fine, honestly. So I don't know. I'm not like really rating these, but if I was to give this one fucking 0 out of 10 for keep fucking falling apart, you peaks fucking. These next two minis I got more recently, like a week ago, and a little different. I was just seeing these around my bookstore. I saw it like week after week after week after month after month after year. I don't know, but here's the first one, another RX-78, but a little better, honestly. Do quite like this a lot. It's simple. I can't really say much, honestly, but I think it does a pretty good job, honestly. It's kind of a nut. I'm taking out the back piece here. You can't take the sword pieces off, which I get why you couldn't, because you could lose them, but also, we're going to make it so you can lose every other fucking piece. But whatever. It's besides the point. That's not what I'm talking about. Either way, solid, right? I don't know. It's more like a little desk figure than anything. A little table topper. Not crazy. Now this one's a little cooler, in my opinion. And it's fucking Fist McGee over here. Now, because these are like little minis, they don't have a shit ton of articulation, so his arms kind of have to go down and then back up. But I think overall it's pretty cool. I don't know if the lighting's being adjusted, but his little eye is in there. Yeah, you could see that. But yeah, it's pretty solid. This is a little bit cooler than the other one, honestly. I love the RX-78, so it's kind of wicked, but it doesn't matter. It's pretty cool. These are like cute little desktopers. They're whatever. Now you're in a little desktopper I just showed you. Well, let's just say Daddy's home. Yeah, I got this one before little one. This was like a year ago, probably. First of all, massive ham hocks, right? It's a joke my friends make every time they see it. But that's besides the point. I like this one. I actually thought this was really cool. Maybe I shouldn't make him Heil. No one would think that. He's like, I didn't want to do it because it looks like I'm Heil. That's bad. Either way, he's not. He's just supposed to be shooting his hand out. Right, it's cool. A little string, a little wire, right, so you can pull it back in. And it's pretty solid, honestly. I notice what I try to do when I get models is I try to go for more unique ones, and you'll start seeing that more and more as we keep going on. Obviously, you'll see some that are more like similar than others. I'm sure you noticed that at the beginning, but as we keep go on, like this one, we'll start seeing more and more unique ones. But this was pretty cool. I actually like this one, despite his massive ham hocks, Oy vey. So I don't remember when I got this one, honestly, but he's pretty dang cool. Guess who's finally getting their powers? Are you sure? I just want to make him look cool as possible. There he is. Hell yeah. There's just like his stupid ass pose I put him in, but he's pretty cool, honestly. I like the wings in the back. You'll notice I like, as you keep going on, you'll notice I like when they have more like wings and shit. Not all of them have them, honestly, but the ones that do, I like a lot. And you're probably gonna notice a lot more with wings and without as we keep going, or just like with cool little things on them, right? But yeah, this is pretty solid, honestly. I think this is another, and this one couldn't be high grade. This had to be like master grade. He's a little small though in terms of like scale, but it doesn't matter. He's pretty cool. Got the stickers on him. Obviously, I like to put the stickers on them. I know a lot of people don't. well, I don't know if a lot of people don't, but I have friends who are like, this shit sucks because they have big fat sausage hands, but so do I, and I still make it work. Oh, I forgot these things that go. Wow, there's a lot of detail in these little things. It's like such a, like, you can like no power. To some power. Subtle, blah blah blah, whatever. I think it's a pretty neat little feature. Also, I do like his katana also. It's a nice little contrast to his beam sword. So that's pretty nice. If only I could get him to fucking stand on his own. But, oh, maybe I can right now. I got it. Welp. Now, here's this one. A little camera wobble there for you viewers at home. Did I just fucking take his hand off? Whatever, take a thing back in. But Jesus Christ, I probably shouldn't hold him by his hand. Here he is. Now, you'll notice I'm holding this, and you'll also notice I just slipped out of his hand. So, a little story time. Last year, I just redid my room, right? And I had to move a lot of stuff, and now these guys are in a display case, right? Like, they're in a thing strictly so I can display them off, right? And there's lights in there and whatever. But before they weren't. They were just on top of a shelf, which isn't the worst, but obviously now I wouldn't like to do that as much unless they're like on a shelf like this, not just like on top of like a fucking TV stand. But he fell, and it wasn't that bad, honestly. It really wasn't. I mean, everything is pretty fine with him, right? But you'll notice my thumb placement. It's because this back piece of his hand fell off, and I searched for fucking ever, and I'm sure it's probably gone by now and in the trash, which sucks, but I can't find it. So for now, he just kind of holds it all weird, like, I don't know, fucking, there's no way to fucking make this work, honestly, if you're being honest. Whatever. He usually, but removing that, I think this is a pretty neat little model. Again, like I said, you'll notice as time goes on, I like to get more unique ones. Just not super into the show, at least not until recently. I started getting into Mobile Suit original series, but when I was building most of these, I was not. So he's pretty cool though. I mean, like, fucking look at him. Maybe I could have done a better job on that sticker. Maybe. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. Either way, pretty good figure. I need to figure out to do with this. Whatever. It's pretty solid. Shit. Here's this one. This one's pretty neat. And now you might be wondering, hey, Adrian, where's this fucking ad? Well, fucker, if you took a second to wait, you would see it's right behind the shield, being shielded, because that's what a fucking shield does. Let me twist this in his hand real quick, because no, I can't do that. Okay, never mind. Or maybe I can. Maybe nope. Okay. Fuck. There we go. Got it. All right. But yeah, he's got his gun on his hip. Right. I like this pink hue everything has because of these clear. I'm yawning a lot. It's late. It's gotta be at least like 11 or 12, but yeah, it's a pretty solid figure. He's got a cool back piece, so his little wings, and then obviously the axe is pretty cool, and this shield especially is pretty freaking epic. And then obviously he's got a pretty nice little gun, but it's obviously not what I'm super into. Obviously, as you can tell by the fact it's not fucking holding it. Now you will notice there's this blue thing on there. What a weird piece, Adrian. He come with that? No. So as I said before, before Clippers, I used to do the poke and twist method, punch and twist, whatever, poke and twist, and I tried that on the hilt, handle, what the fuck ever, that's the rod, and it snapped in half, and I was distraught, and I was really sad, and then I realized, hey, tape it together, and I did, and here it is. And I mean, it's not the worst job, honestly, it doesn't get in the way of anything, but it just kind of sucks it happened in general. But that's this one. He's pretty freaking epic. That's all I have to say. So I just realized I recorded a bunch of stuff, or I recorded, but I actually stopped recording on accident, and I just was talking to fucking nobody. But Here's this another wingsuit. You'll notice some pieces missing, and I probably should be crucified for that. You could do that. This was a bit ago though, and I was pretty new to it, and I was like, no one noticed a couple pieces missing. I noticed now, and it's kind of bugging me a lot actually. But regardless, it's pretty solid. I actually like them. I think I got a pretty good job with the pose, especially for back in the day. Say back in the day, this wasn't like fucking 3 years ago. But I mean, it's pretty solid. It's another high grade, thin, a little more frail, obviously because it's smaller, but it's not too shabby. Right. Fucking, he's like standing weird now. All right. Here's this bad boy. Where the fuck is your gun? Am I crazy? Oh, I am crazy because it's not a gun supposed to be there. It's a sword. This sword. This is a very cool one, actually. First of all, let's get out of the way. The wings. Wings are, yes, they're badass. Yes, you can come. Yes, you could drool. Yes, they're awesome. Yes, I know. Yes, you're jealous. No, man, it's pretty cool. He's got like a big gun on the back, and I don't use it too much, honestly. You'll notice I don't use the guns too much, and there's not any real reason. I just prefer the swords most of the time, unless I think the gun has a cool pose with it, which you'll see every now and then. But this was more just like, I think he's better with the swords. And then, obviously, this badass giant sword. It's like multi-layer. It's pretty nice. And then you'll see a shield there. It's like got a little red thing in the middle. I think, if I remember correctly, yes, it's just like a little, not too crazy. It just opens up a little bit, but it's a neat little feature. And adds a heaping buttload of character. Now, you'll notice something, and it's the fact that there's just like this right there, this like piece on his arm. There is supposed to be another shield there, and there's supposed to be another clear one, and I really don't know what happened to the piece. I swear I saw like every fucking day for a year, and then one day it clicked. I was like, wait, I'm supposed to go to that one, and I looked there and it was gone. Maybe it's in the display case. I'm just blind, which probably is. But it's not on him right now, at least. But yeah, pretty solid figure. The wings are especially a bonus. And then the sword's also a bonus. And the shields are a bonus. It's just cool in general. It's like a very good figure, honestly. I think it was like a master grade or some shit. Yeah, pretty solid. So now we're going to get into more of the more recent ones I got. And you'll see that these are cooler, first of all. But also you'll see the fact that they're not fucking broken. And that's important because now I'm a little more serious about this. I don't like my fucking pieces broken. I have like a sander, fucking nippers. I don't use them all the time. Probably should, but I don't. Whatever. Besides the point. Here's this guy. Check that out. That is badass, dude. This big like fucking plate on the back. I remember I was so tired this night, and I was just like, fuck, I want to go to bed. But I was like, no, but he's gonna be so cool. I'm not gonna want to finish him in the morning. And I was probably right, but I don't know. And I did finish him that night. Yeah, I was right. He's fucking badass. Look at that. The sleek color, like the gray on the dark blue with the red, and it's like subtle bits of white. It's super nice. He's got a classic little beam sword on him, so nothing crazy there. But obviously, if you couldn't tell, he's got these giant fucking like blasters on top. I don't know if they're supposed to go like that, honestly, but it's cool. This whole back shield's pretty sick actually too, and I got them doing this like dope ass pose. Yeah, that was stupid. But yeah, I think it's a pretty solid one actually. This is probably one of my favorites too. Again, more unique one. Right, you can see where my head was at the time, and by that I mean like less than a year ago. Fuck, whatever. It's pretty cool. On to the next one. So, say hello to the Zero Wing. Oh yeah, I know. Fuck. So yes, that's a problem I have, and I don't know if that's just me. Probably is. Maybe it's widespread and a little more, but his gun just kind of slips out of his hand. I probably don't have to make it like the double. You could put both the guns together. You're supposed to make him hold it in both hands, which either I should do that or just do one gun. But I think it's a little lame to do one gun, and also I don't want to like keep track of the other gun if I do only one. I probably will do, you know what? On camera, watch this. Let's do it right now. There he is. One gun berry. But yeah, this one kicks ass, bro. First of all, look at these giant fucking wings. All right, let's just start there. Oh, your mouth waters just looking at it. Goodness me. I know usually people have them closed, but I like having them spread open, personally. Now, he did fall about like a week ago or so, and that was tragic. Not much broke. That was like a weird buffer. Not much broke, but one thing did like snap. It's not anything crazy, but it does kind of bother me a little bit, and it's this crown piece. You can see right there, there's like an extra side of it missing, like right there, and it's because it is missing, and it's really bothering me. But what are you gonna do? Whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a pretty solid one. Honestly, probably one of my favorites also. I think we're getting more into my favorites, honestly. I think after this you have a bunch of like high grades, just because I saw a bunch of them at the bookstore and grabbed them, right? But in terms of the higher than high grades, which sounds crazy, but to a beginner it sounds crazy, but like my master grades, my real grades, those are my favorites, honestly. We're getting to some of those. And they're pretty damn awesome. So we get there. But this one, pretty fucking sick, honestly. And I really don't think you can go wrong with the Zero Wing, in my opinion. I just think he's too fucking epic. It's a fucking one gun wonderful what? Close enough. Ha. So now we're gonna get to those aforementioned high grades I just got a bunch of. So firstly, go for this one. And this was pretty cool. It's another pretty simple one, honestly. All the high grades they're fucking high grade. But look at him. He's pretty solid. He's got both guns on this hip because I didn't really want to put him on this hand. And no, yeah, it's better without him. He doesn't have a shield. Well, he kind of does. These little plates on his arm are kind of like shields, but not shields in the traditional sense. So, I mean, he doesn't have a shield. He's got this double beam sword, like some Darth Maul shit. So that's pretty sick, actually. I do like that a lot. And I opted for that more than just like a single beam. I thought it was cooler. I'm basically saying I'm cooler, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I think this is a pretty sick one, honestly. I think the mask design is pretty cool. And then you could tell he's got some super cool dynamic action. Yeah, he shoots like a fucking missile out of his fucking penis. It's attached by a wire, but it's pretty cool. Honestly, I like it. He is simple. Honestly, can't go wrong with a high grade in my opinion. I think they're very great for beginners, honestly. And yeah, I think it's just pretty simple. Next we have a white Gundam. That's just straight up what he's called. He's kind of like the R78, but not. I have him in this kind of like wide pose, but it's supposed to be just like brace for impact. Well, kind of, but like of the rocket being shot. Here he is. I think it's pretty nice, honestly. Obviously you can tell he's like based off of / inspired / kind of is, I don't know the lore, but kind of is the just RX-78. I mean, even fucking look at the shield, right? It's kind of the opposite, actually. It's kind of interesting. But that's not why we're here. Oh fuck, dude, like rearrange my legs. I'm like sitting crisscross applesauce like a toddler. But yeah, I think it's another solid high grade, honestly. He's simple. I mean, you can't go really wrong with high grades, in my opinion. I think, well, I don't know if that's true, but in my opinion, you can't go wrong with a high grade. They're simple, beginner friendly. Yeah. He's pretty nice. Nice bazooka. I think he came with a gun. Maybe he didn't, actually. Either way, he don't got it on him. He not holding it. He got a sword. And his bazooka. And his shield. Now, here's this one. I'm not going to move him around too much, because this part right here on one of his little shields, I cracked this part on him, or I think the bottom one, either way, and I think a really loose connection. But this one's pretty sick, in my opinion. Hello? Aren't you supposed to like open and close? Fuck. Aha, I was right. He is supposed to. I'm gonna take this little fucking thing off right now because also it fell off. Like, is his mouth right there? Open. Such a trap. Wow, he was not open that much, was he? I feel like he was more open. What the fuck? There you go, yeah. Like, all the way open. And then you can close and pretty much shut them hell up. So it's a nice little fucking feature, honestly. It's one of those things you don't have to really add if you didn't want to, but they did. And I'm sure, obviously, in the show or series, he does that, but it's just cool. And it came with a head that was like, you can have the transforming head, not transforming head. And I chose for the transforming head because I thought it looked cooler. Let me put his little fucking crown back on. There he is. But yeah. He's pretty sick in my opinion, honestly. I think he's pretty cool. The little bubble shields are pretty nice. Nice little touch, honestly. And I do like these little boosters on the back. And then his feet are probably the most unique. I haven't talked about any of them, but they're pretty standard, honestly, for all of them. Except his. I like these little thinned feet, actually. I think they're way cooler. And I like his sword, actually. A more unique sword than you usually get. And his shield, actually. Look at that. That's a unique shield. This is pretty solid, actually. I actually like how he's kind of like scrawnier. Right? He's like more frail. But you can tell he's kind of like... He's like a glass cannon. That's cool. Like a rushdown. Yeah. He's pretty cool. Well, on to the next one. Now, we're going to do like a 2-in-1 here because they're similar, but they're not. Boo. So, obviously, I'm sure you can tell these guys are pretty dang similar. However, this is like the standard one. Oh, no, it's just a stupid little thruster. And then this is like the police variant. ACAB, by the way. Make that very clear. I support that shit. But these are pretty solid. See, here's the problem: is that these people get fucking like these little models get headpieces missing, and I generally don't know what happens, and it kind of fucking makes me lose my mind. But he's supposed to have a little fucking horn on the front, and he don't. And it's more recent too, so that's kind of embarrassing on my part. And the other embarrassing thing is, fucking when I was building him, I accidentally fucking like trying to pose him. I snapped his leg off, dude. I was so fucking like, no. You can literally see, like, you can see joint snap. You can see it stuck in there, dude. You can. There you go. You can see like it's kind of hard to focus, but but he could still pose. Well, no, yeah, he could still pose. It's just not as great as I would like it to be, but yeah, he could still pose. I do and like him still. He's pretty sweet. Big bazooka obviously gets a big thumbs up from me. I like the big bazookas, and then he's got like a cool little chain gun on top. Yeah, I think he's pretty solid. And then here's his police variant. Now, the funny story about this one is recently I went to a model building meetup thing, and it's just like at a hobby store. You all get a bunch around here will get together. You come with either like something you're working on or a new project, and you just build, right? And they'll give you food, not drinks. You have to pay for those. You have to pay for those. But yeah. Anyways, I was building this one, and my friend was making fun of the thighs again, obviously, because he's got fucking like Super Bowl thighs. Like he's got basketballs for thighs, right? It's like jumbo thighs. And then this guy comes up and he's like, yeah, you think that's crazy? There's this model in this mobile game, right? And he has like a fucking super penis. It's like a big like weapon, but it's like right where his cock should be. And he's like, yeah, you know what he does? He was like, and in the last move, like, and lay his fucking big penis on front of everyone. I mean, that was pretty funny. That was just an interesting little story. Also, interesting story about that night is we didn't know when the pizza was going to be there, but we were hungry. We came hungry because we were like, oh, free food, free pizza. We'll bring our appetite. And we were sitting there, and the whole time, it was me, my friend Roman, my friend Vaughn, and we were sitting there, and we're like, fuck, when's this pizza get there? And we were kind of bitching about it the whole time. I'm sure we're annoying a lot of people on there, honestly, and I'm sorry about that if anyone from there was watching this. I'm sorry. That was rude of us, especially for our first time being there. I'd humbly apologize, honestly. But we were kind of like bitchy and moaning about like, hey, where's the pizza? We're fucking hungry. And then like 3 hours into it, this guy's like, yeah, The pizza doesn't show up until like around 8:30ish. Like, and it's just like, you didn't fucking tell us that sooner. We didn't say it out loud. And he said that shit. And we're like, oh, okay. And we like huddled back together. Like, what the fuck? 8:30, right? That's late as hell. And then we finished our models later. We left, right, after like a bit. The pizzas came eventually. We ate them. Cool, blah, blah, blah. We left. And we're in a parking lot just talking. I'm like, wait a minute. I think I fucking heard us bitching for like 3 hours straight. And all of a sudden, the very, like, 3 hour mark, he's like, oh, yeah. You should come around 8:30, 9. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't say this shit sooner? He heard us fucking bitching and moaning the entire time. And he waited till like the last second to tell us. That was just stupid. That was funny, though. So, but yeah. That's off track. I think he's pretty cool, though. I like the stickers on him. Little subtle details of the lights on him, honestly. But yeah, he's pretty solid. I got like way off track there, but yeah, pretty cool little Gundam. I like him. Another high grade, and I believe that's the last of the high grades I have for now. So the rest of the one I have are real grades because I started getting better at these, and I want them harder ones to do. You know, I hate a little subtle kind of story time, more like a rant thing here. I hate when companies like you're applying, like, oh, like, you go to an interview, they're like, what do you do for fun? Tell us about yourself. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I'll go with my friends, I'll play games, right? And they understand that, which is obviously duh. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, I like to build models, right? Yeah, I build models for fun. What? A model? What the fuck's that? I'm like, oh, you know, like a model, a kit that you put together. It's like a model or something. Like, why? Like what's it made of? Plastic. Welcome back. My phone died. So here we are. Back to my little rant. Jesus, look at that. I look cross-eyed. That's fucked up. My head look. No, but I hate when you're applying for jobs. Like, oh, what do you like to do? And you're like, I say something nasty. Yeah. Or they're like, oh, what do you like to do for fun, your free time? I'm like, oh, I like to, you know, hang out with my friends, play some games, and they grasp, like, okay, yeah, cool. I'm like, yeah, I like to build models too. Build models? What the fuck is that? I'm like, you know, like a little, little model, right? It's just a little model. That's it, right? Like they're like, well, what's it made out of? I'm like, plastic, like a model kit. Like, it's a kit. You buy this? I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking model kit. You buy them. I was like, yeah, I buy model kits. And it's like they just can't grasp the fucking whole. It's insane. That's besides the point. Next one. These next three are the most recent. I believe I've covered everything. So here's the most recent ones I've got. Starting with the memory. This guy. This one is pretty sweet. It's a little more simpler, but I like the more subtle colors to it. It's not like fucking the same blue, red, and yellow. It's got like similar colors, but it's different. And it's got like this big fucking green shield. It's pretty sick. And these wings are like nice. They're subtle wings. So they're slick. This whole back piece too, I like a lot too. Built this on Memorial Day. It was pretty nice. I got this last week, or about 2 weeks ago at this point now. These parts opening up right now. These parts in the back open up as well. Have y'all seen that? While I do this, have y'all seen that one meme where it's a battle for Neighborville for zombies, and it's like the Torchwood. He's like, editor, put a clip here. Anyways, this is a pretty freaking cool figure. I'm getting off track. This is a pretty cool figure. I like it. something I don't know why I don't do more often. It is this fucking mask opens. Actually, I'm opening it up right now for audience's pleasure, for viewing pleasure. That's what it's called. Wow. Which is a little opening up thing, right? I didn't open up all the way just because of the way his head is. It's a little harder to do that, but it's pretty cool. Just a nice little thing that I had to add. I think it's a lot of these things are just cool things didn't have to add, but it's just cool they did. But yeah, I like the green. It's a nice little contrast to everything, and overall, I think it's just very nice. It's just sleek, it's nice, modern, right? And then we get to the second newest one. Careful with him. He's a little shiny. There he is. Oh yeah. Check this baby out. He is slick gold. He isn't honestly that big, but he's got this like giant fucking like plane stapled to the back of him, and you can detach it. It's like a little jet. You can detach. It's pretty freaking cool. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty sick one. He's got a pretty nice shield, and the sword mixed with the like. You can take the sword out. Let me see. You can take the sword out right here. Here's the sword entirely, but you can put it in there. Oh, I'm trying so hard to like fuck everything up. There we go. And it's just like a cool little thing extra for the gun. Oh man, I like him. Because he's all gold, it makes it a little harder to kind of like put him on camera. There you go. He's pretty cool. I like him. He's pretty solid. This is another real grade, and I fuck with real grade a lot. He's smaller for real grade, but he's pretty sick. And then brings us to our most recent edition, brought to you by my lovely lady, Jasmine. Hi. I just got this a few days ago. Here he is. What a beaut, dude. Look at him. This truly is nice. This took forever, and I was real close to be like, all right, I was like this close to be like, all right, I'll finish this tomorrow. But I was like, no, I have to finish it, and I did, and it's pretty freaking sick. The beam sword's a little standard. I wish a little more unique of a beam sword, but I can't get too mad at them, honestly. The gun's pretty nice. I'm usually not a big fan of the guns, honestly. This is a pretty nice one. I like it. And the shield's pretty nice, and he's got these little wings. And I said little. He's got these big wings on the back. Also, the color scheme is very nice in general. He's very blue-centric, but he doesn't have a lot of blue on himself, if you notice. It's mostly on the wings, but they make it seem like he has more blue than he actually does. All he really has on him is his boots, and a little bit in his chassis there in the middle. I think a little bit on his like boosters and shit, but he really doesn't have much blue on him. It's just kind of crazy. But besides the wings, I mean, obviously he has a fucking bunch of blue on the wings. But yeah, no, this is a great figure. Love the head, honestly, too. That's a great mask. This one doesn't open, unfortunately, but I mean, it's great, honestly. And this is fantastic. Probably the most fun I've had, honestly, one of these. So it was great, honestly, to build it. I had a fantastic time doing that. I'm staring at him like he's staring back at me, but it was just cool. And then obviously the wings have guns in them, actually. I don't know how I can show that. I don't want to keep fucking moving everything, but they've got guns in them. It's pretty freaking sick. And he's got some at the hip too. I don't feel like I'm folding my lap, but yeah, no, it's like pretty cool, honestly. Oh, and he's like he had another sword too. I have the hilt for it on the side. I kind of like the hilts on the side a little more than the back sometimes. It really depends. This one I get why it's on the back either, obviously, because he's got this big thing on the back. Buckle. No, but yeah. No, I like this one. And I think the hips work great for where the swords would be. So, yeah, I mean, I got like 0 complaints about this. Thank you, Jasmine, again. I know you're watching this. Thank you. Yeah. That's my collection. That's it, huh? Wow. I had to put these guys all back later. That's fine. Oh. And this little guy. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh yeah, I think I've seen all of them, huh? Wow. Unless you count Voltron, but I do not. Yeah, alright. And I don't know where this came from. Just showed up one day at my house. Nobody knows it came from. It's just like a little mini poster for a Gundam movie. I believe. How did I know this was Gundam? I mean, either way it is, it's Hathaway, right? They just came out recently too in the U.S. But yeah, it's just nice to have my stuff. So that's my collection. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of video. Honestly, it was pretty cool to make. Obviously, it's a little more lower effort than my usual stuff, but that's not really a bad thing. And it was just kind of cool to go back to like memory lane and all this stuff. Obviously, I'm sure there will be some of you who are asking, "Oh, where's your Rivals video?" It'll be out when it's out. Working on it. Honestly, it's just been like really hard to get motivated into it, and I don't have money for editors, and I don't really trust. It's more like a me thing. I don't want to put it like out of hands to give it to someone else to edit. I could. It's not like a problem to me to do, but I just like, for me, it's like a personal thing. I would just prefer to edit it myself, honestly. So I will, and it may take a little bit longer than I'd prefer to, and maybe at a certain point, if this YouTube thing really takes off, then yeah, I mean, this can be like I get editors, moderators, blah blah blah. Maybe I'll stream. I mean, I stream every now and then, not as of recently, but in general, I would say I stream pretty often. So I mean, catch you there, twitch.tv/anything too. Yeah, I mean, I hope you like this kind of content, because I'm down to make more of it. I mean, next we can go over like my manga stuff, maybe. I have some Legos, my anime figures, my SH figures. I could talk for days about those, honestly. Yeah, no. Literally, Schmiski's, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like consumer slop, which, sure, right? I'm not going to argue with you there. But yeah, I mean, I just enjoy collecting things that I like, and I wish there was better and more affordable. I know there's blockies now, but before blockies it was kind of harder to get these. But Transformers model kits, they're more of a thing now, obviously, with blockies, and I think it's very cool. And I'm probably gonna pick some up at some point when they get like the sound wave for the Transformers 1 designs are great. I love Transformers. So might pick some of those up soon. But there wasn't really anything crazy until recently with the blockies, so I was kind of just like, man, I wish there, and I kind of still wish there was like more like these kind of model kits. There's some, a little pricier though, and they're kind of like iffy, but I mean, if you could find some good ones, they're cool. But yeah, I mean, I guess just let me know if you like this kind of content. I'm down to make more. Maybe I can make this a little higher production thing. Rivals video will be out when it's out. Working hard. Cyclops is added soon, so maybe I might get it out in time for him. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Anything in me personally? Not much. I wouldn't mind for this YouTube thing to take off personally. Oh, also, I don't know if you guys would want this. If you do, let me know. Like movie rants like that. I'm not into like doing reviews personally. I like watching them, obviously. It's like, who doesn't? Well, I'm sure people who don't, but I like watching them, right? But doing them, I can't personally read off a script and be like, oh, blah blah blah, here's my critical thinking. But I can in the moment rant, and I think that's kind of where I strive. So if you're down to like listen to me rant about, I mean, I just watched Obsession recently, Backrooms. Those are great movies, honestly. I highly recommend. I ranted about Obsession recently on my story on Instagram. Follow me there. Linked right here, probably. And then I'll put my Twitter right here also. TikTok. Facebook. No. But yeah. Like, subscribe, whatever the fuck. I don't I'm not a YouTuber, so I'm not sure how. Especially nowadays, you know, we're gonna rant a little bit. We're gonna derail this a little bit for a bit of a rant time. YouTube as a whole has just like shifted. I feel like unless we're talking about like, no, it's like YouTube used to be more like a passion than like a job. Obviously, if you want to talk about like, oh, they were never doing this for money, then you had to go like to pre-2010, because 2010 onward, obviously, you started getting money for that shit, or you get sponsors to Buski's fucking Hot Pocket stuff. But in general, like, I just feel like there's less passion for the craft now of making YouTube videos. And I think it kind of sucks. It makes it hard for me to get into some YouTubers. There's some, I think, who generally do it because I find have a lot of fun with it. I think Wendigoon's a good one. Chazington is a great one. Actually, I love watching his stuff. You can just kind of tell someone's like doing it because they enjoy making content versus, hey, I want to try to get rich, make this YouTube thing a job, right? Or like Scott the Woz stuff, right? Maybe some classic AVG. No, I'd say any AVG. It's just like kind of, yeah, nostalgia critic. There's just a difference between like, now I would say, even with like the dream stuff, like just the way it's like he developed a formula to be like, this is what's gonna get the most views, subscribers here. This is gonna be the view moment, the clip moment, right? And I feel like everything's meant to be clipped, which it's like clip farming. That's just how it is now. It kind of sucks, but I get it. I can't say I don't. So yeah, but I just wish there was a lot more people who were passionate for the craft than there are, especially compared to back in the day. It just used to be more like a passion thing. Now it's kind of like a job, like it, and like it's not even like an easy job, honestly. I mean, it's like way fucking easier than a 9 to 5, honestly. And anyone who tells you that streaming's harder than 9 to 5 should probably like get checked medically, honestly. But there's like difficulties, I'm sure. Like editing obviously isn't easy. That's it. I mean, like if a video sucks and you don't get like it gets no views, and like there's no rent for like a month probably, unless you're like pumping shit out, and then it doesn't matter. But yeah, or you could be a shorts creator, but I feel like, I don't know. I get it why shorts exist. I definitely get it, and it's all TikTok's fault, honestly. I was gonna say like, there's a market for shorts, and there is. But it's kind of just like companies make a problem and then solve the problem with a new product. Like TikTok came out and like there was short form content before. Obviously you had Vine and like stories on Instagram and Snapchat, and you had like posts, right? But they were like substance, at least to an extent, or like they were just like, oh, look at this little snap and hit, like in my day-to-day right now, my story, here's what I'm doing, here's the time, here's the location, right, blah blah blah. But TikTok blew up. I say it was Musically, and then it turned to TikTok, but TikTok blew the fuck up for some reason. I don't know why genuinely I don't know why TikTok blew up and Musically kind of ate shit. I think that probably both should have ate shit, and I see this as a big TikTok user. But TikTok, whatever, blew up. Everyone loves that shit. And then Instagram Reels came, and Instagram Reels used to suck. All right, let's get that out of the way. Instagram Reels used to suck. Used to be so behind TikTok. Whatever. But in the past like 2 or 3 years, I'd say Reels has gotten its own environment. Like it's kind of high-key racist. And like watching people die, which is wicked, but I mean, again, it's just, and then like YouTube Shorts happened, Google Giggles, no, YouTube Shorts happened, and it's just like a market was created that no one asked for, and now everyone needs to be in that market. Like no one was like, I wish my videos had less substance and less runtime and took less effort. I'm not trying to say every TikTok takes less effort, but you can kind of like, now I would say there's a lot of stuff with like tons of effort, honestly. And even stuff like back then, you could say like, you could see a lot more effort into it. But some shit was just like M to the B. What the fuck? Like, that's the most liked video on TikTok? Are we crazy? Like, I'm not, no hate to her. I'm sure she wasn't like, yeah, I'm gonna make this. This is gonna be the most liked video on TikTok. But why is it the most liked video on TikTok? And then it's like nothing. It's really nothing. And again, it's no hate to her. It wasn't her fault it's the most liked video on TikTok. It just is, right? It just happened to be that way. But like, why? Genuinely, why? It's so strange. And then it's just like rewarding people for making stuff to literally rot your brain. And like YouTube's always done that in a sense, right? And everything's done that. TV's done that. The radio's done that. Even newspapers have done that to an extent. And I mean, it's all just about kind of like being, oh, I want to be distracted or whatever. They're all distractions, right? That's just how it is. Like, you want something to make you smile. You want something to be cool. You get the Sunday funnies in your newspaper compared to your dad listening to like the Bo and Jim show on 99, 95, whatever the fuck. You got fucking, what's her name? Bo and Jim show. Who are they? Brooke and Jubal in the morning, right? Like, you got stuff like that. Like, that's like your dad's stuff. And you got like your stuff, and it's like, oh, here's my YouTubers I like, or here's like, I like SpongeBob. And I'm not saying SpongeBob is like rot your brain. I think that was disproven anyways. But it's just like stuff that was always designed to be distracting from everything. And it's fine. You can be distracted. Obviously, no one wants to pay attention to everything all the time, especially the way things are now. It kind of sucks. So I get the distraction. But, yeah. So, where's it going with this? Whatever. My point being is that if this YouTube thing takes off somehow, maybe this is my video. If it does, that'd be cool, right? I mean, if like people like this kind of content, or I'm just kind of like a little more ranting, getting more real with my audience. That'd be cool, right? Obviously, I'm not gonna push for it or like push hard. If it happens, it happens, right? And I won't become a groomer, tell you that. Pinky promise. You know what? I'm gonna say this for another rant video, but I'm gonna touch on it here. There's a problem with YouTube and consequences where people who are outed as groomers and they're like, yeah, I did that, I take responsibility, just aren't punished on YouTube. On it's like, yeah, they'll lose viewers, right? Duh. And like the public they'll be punished in front of the public, but YouTube themselves like, oh, your ad revenue is still there, you'll get some watch time, you know, you're still verified creator, blah blah blah, we won't ban you. It's like, what? Like, they use your, like, the exposure your platform gave them led to them grooming this kid, right? It's whatever. This is a rant for a different video, but I want to touch a little bit here. There's just not enough punishment in my opinion. But either way, if this YouTube thing takes off, it'd be great. I don't have to work ever again, really. And I can just keep making rants, and you people like it. Where's the harm? I mean, honestly. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch on news, maybe like recent events. I'm pretty topical. I would like to think, fuck with it, right? You know, everyone's into that. You should still fuck with Skibidi Toilet, right? No, obviously not. But yeah, you just like hear me rant whenever talking whatever the fuck, then yeah. I think this is probably gonna be a better thing for me anyways, than not doing it, because it's like my own personal, like you could say it's like a diary, whatever, my own journal, except it's like a video, my video journal, yeah. But yeah, if you like this, let me know. Maybe this will be my big breakthrough. If not, hey, it doesn't hurt to try, right? And I think everyone could try. Everyone could stand to try, you know? So with that, I think I should just leave you to it, right? If I don't see you later, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. No, I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. See ya. No, I need a better outro. I need something iconic. I don't know. I only got nothing. have a good day. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Probably should have fucking started putting this shit away first, actually. Or cut the camera. You know what? No, I'm not gonna get a video of it. But it does help to pick my leg up a little bit and not be asleep. So, bye.